Yo, what's up, you guys? It's your awesome dude 900 here, and welcome to part 3 of my Crisis on Infinite Earths predictions. My dudes, we're halfway through right now. We just got through part 2. Now, once we get through this part, we will only have one part left, and that will be Arrow. Now, I am very excited for this. I'm very excited to just be done with this. This was a very, very fun project to do, but it is very tedious, and yeah, I do enjoy doing this project, but it's just very long, if you guys know what I mean. Next I will probably do a Aladdin review, and then after my Arrow review, I will probably do an Aladdin review, and my Arrow video, I will probably do an Aladdin review, and then we'll just see where the summer takes us from there. Maybe a vlog, something. I don't know. So yeah, let's get into this video. Alright guys, so coming up first is going to be Colonel Haley from Season 4. Now, she is, the new kind of leader of the DEO. She's not the director, that would be Alex. She is over the she is over the director in rankings, which means that she can overrule any decision that Alex makes. But yeah, after Crisis, I think that maybe Alex will either resign or I think she'll resign from the DEO, not get killed off. I think she's a little bit too new to be killed off, but she will resign from the DEO to try to start a family with, I cannot remember James's sister. I cannot remember her name, but yeah, she's gonna start a family with her, and kind of, because she confirmed as a series regular in Season 5, meaning that most likely her and Alex are going to go out and like each other, and yeah, she's probably gonna adopt a child and kind of start a normal life out of the DEO, and when she leaves, Colonel Haley is going to become the director of the DEO. So yeah, that's kind of what I think is going to happen to Colonel Haley. Not much, just becoming the director of the DEO. Alright, coming up next is going to be Cat Grant. Now, in Season 1 of Supergirl, she was kind of considered to be a mother figure to Kara, but now she is written off the show, and she is off doing her own thing. She is a free spirit. At the end of Season 3, we saw her come back as, it was Secretary of State or something like that. I don't know what she was. I think it was Secretary of State. Yeah, I think she was Secretary. And it was either at the end of Season 2 or at the end of Season 3. But it was in the finale of one of those 2 seasons. So yeah, I really enjoyed this character. I think she will stay as Secretary of State, and nothing much will change with her. She just might have a little cameo in Crisis on Earth X. I mean, not Crisis on Earth X. Crisis on Infinite Earths, if she shows up at all. She might not show up at all. So yeah, no death for her, no, just a cameo in Crisis on Infinite Earths, if anything. Alright guys, coming up next is going to be Eliza Danvers. Now Eliza, I don't know if she'll have a big role in Crisis on Infinite Earths, other than just being very sad whenever, just a little cameo showing that she's very sad after Kara and Alex get taken away by the Monitor at the end of the mid-season gap. So, yeah, not much to do, but a little bit of a character moment there. Alright, so here's kind of where we move into the fan fiction part of the list. What I think is going to happen in the actual plot of Crisis on Infinite Earths, and that starts off with Saturn Girl. She's going to return from the future, whatever year they came from. I think it was like 2045 or something like that. But anyway, they will come back and help out after the Monitor takes away all of the heroes that are lost, because literally the only people that will be there to help fight against Lex or Reverse Flash or the Monitor or whoever the Monitor works with, or whoever the big bad is. I don't think the Monitor is going to be the big bad. But anyway, the only people that will be there to fight against whoever is the big bad will be John Diggle, Roy Harper, and Felicity Smoke, and Oliver Queen. Yeah, and Oliver Queen. Those will be the only guys that show up in the first half of Crisis on Infinite Earths that are there to fight. Now, obviously, there's a lot of other heroes in the Arrowverse, because literally the only people that I'll have in the first part are Flash, Supergirl, Arrow, and all the other people I just mentioned. Felicity, John, Thea. Thea will be in the first part, and Roy. Now, after that is when we start bringing the big guns in. That is when Saturn Girl will show up to help fight in the battle. She will not be sacrificed. She will just be there fighting for Kara. In trying to release her from and bring her back to reality. Alright, coming up next will be Lena Luthor. Now, Lena is a little bit on the fence right now. She's on the fence of good and evil, because right now she hates her brother Lex, because of the way that she was treated by him when they grew up. I mean, like, he was very good to her, but she knew his tricks, and that he was just playing mind games with her the whole time. And she just found out that Kara is Supergirl, and found out that everyone knew except for her. So yeah, she's pissed off at the bad guys. She's pissed off at the good guys. Who is she gonna work with? I mostly think she's gonna be an antagonist, maybe working with Reverse Flash against both Lex Luthor, who I think will help the heroes in this situation, and Supergirl, who will obviously be on the side of good and for Earth. So yeah, she's going to be helping the Reverse Flash in whatever, or helping the villains in whatever way she can, whoever villain that is. Maybe Lex is the villain, but I think she's a little bit, even if Lex is the villain, I think she's a little bit more pissed off at Kara than Lex right now, so she's gonna still be the main villain and try to work with Lex. Alright guys, coming up next is going to be Lex Luthor. Now, Lex's role in Crisis on Infinite Earths is a little bit questionable at this point. We don't know if he's going to be a good guy because he doesn't like the Monitor, this force more powerful than him coming in, because Lex likes to be at the top. He likes to be the most powerful man. In his eyes, he is the most powerful being in the universe, and he likes to keep it that way. So, when he sees someone more powerful than him, for example, the Monitor, he tries to take that force out. Or the Monitor could be trying to help Lex and say, like, hey, I know you like to be the most powerful guy around. I'm not trying to take over you, but these heroes, they are. So, he will try to recruit Lena and say, like, and go into L-Corp and say, like, hey, I have this employer. He really needs our help. And I need your help to help him. And she is like, at first she says no, but then when Lex brings up, oh, okay, I guess you don't want to take down Supergirl then. At that point, that anger will just, it'll fume up inside of her. She will get so angry, and then she will try to help Lex in his goal of taking out heroes. And Lex isn't just trying to take out Supergirl and Superman, mind you. He is trying to take out Flash. He is trying to take out Hawkman, Hawkgirl, Atom. He is trying to take out anyone he feels is a stronger force than he is. So, even if Lex is on the side of Earth, and he helps the heroes in this crossover, after the crossover, I think he will spread out into more shows like The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow, saying like, okay, these guys are way stronger than me. I need to take these guys out. And, yeah. Alright guys, coming up next will be Alora Zor-El, who is Kara's mother. So what she is going to do in the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, I think, is she is going to send the Kryptonian army down, or at least like a Kryptonian guard with herself to mourn the death of Kara, or the disappearance of Kara, we should say. Really, they're gonna be considered dead at this point. It's just like Infinity War. They're gonna be taken by the Monitor, but they're not really dead. But we're just gonna consider them dead at this point, because they're not gonna be coming back until they are saved in the second half of the crossover. Alright guys, coming up next is going to be Kelly Olsen? Yeah, her name is Kelly Olsen. Okay, I kind of forgot her name for a second there, sorry guys. So what role is she going to have in the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover? Probably just trying to keep Jimmy out of the fight. Trying to keep him down, saying like, this is out of your league. You gotta kind of step down as guardian just for this fight. And when Alex and Kara die in the first half of die to be resurrected in the first half of the crossover right before the mid-season finale, she says, right after that, she says, okay, go out, you can do this, I believe in you, fight for Kara and Alex. So, not much of a role there. After the crossover, she'll probably move somewhere with Alex, like I said, to start a family. But other than that, not much of a role in the crossover itself. Alright, with Jimmy Olsen, what I think he is going to do in the crossover is, as I said in the last character, he is going to go out and fight for Kara and Alex after they die to be resurrected at the end of the first half of the crossover before the mid-season break. Now, I really do think that after this, Jimmy will retire as being Guardian. This will get to be a little bit too much for him. He'll kind of stay back and just run Catco worldwide as not as much as a series regular anymore. I mean, like, he's not really a series regular at this point, but kind of just like cut him out and maybe put him in like a couple episodes each season, like maybe like 1 and 2, maybe even 3 episodes each season. But his sister will be a lot more of a series regular than he will be. So yeah, I just don't really find a point to him. He'll fight for Kara and then kind of just retire as Guardian. Alright guys, coming up next is going to be Mon-El. Now, Mon-El is a character that has grown a lot since Season 2 of Supergirl, moving onward. Now, his role on Crisis on Infinite Earths is he's, in my prediction, he's going to come in the second half to help save Supergirl from the Monitor. And yeah, that's what's going to happen with him. He's going to come back and try to fight for Supergirl and then go back to the future. And the reason why I have such high hopes for him is because I hope that they're going to make a Saturn Girl, Mon-El, and whoever goes with them probably win show. Yeah, I think they're called like the Justice Society. No, that's not the Justice Society. That was from Legends. I forget what they called themselves. I think it was like the Legion of Superheroes. Yeah, they called themselves the Legion of Superheroes. So if they make a Legion of Superheroes show, if they have other people on the team other than Saturn Girl and Mon-El, which I'm sure they do, then I hope to meet those characters and just, even if it's just Mon-El and Saturn Girl, I think it would be really cool to have a futuristic Arrowverse show, or Flashverse, I guess, after Arrow's gone. Yeah, the closest thing we got to a futuristic kind of show is Legends of Tomorrow, and they barely ever go to the future anyway. I think they've only been to the future once. They usually only go to the past. So, yeah, really hope we get to see a Mon-El show. Not just Mon-El, Legion of Superheroes show. So, yeah. Alright, coming up next is going to be Brainiac 5. Now, Brainy is a little bit of a weird character on this show. He kind of replaced Win in season 4, which I didn't really care for too much, but I got to know him a lot throughout the season, and his relationship with Nia was good. So if they keep him on, I don't mind. If they send him back to the future, that's great too. And Wen stays in the past and decides to stay with the DEO, which will be in shambles at this point because they will be being criticized because of the Monitor coming to Earth. Everyone considers him to be an alien, so the DEO will, so either Brainy or Win will have to help the DEO get out of that situation, and I think that'll be a huge plot point in season 5 of Supergirl, after the Crisis crossover, of course, because think about it, this creature, which everyone thinks is an alien, shows up on Earth to try to take away and kill heroes, and he succeeds in killing some heroes. And what do you think the public is going to think of that? The public now has less protection on them because of the heroes dying, and this is the agency that's supposed to protect them against aliens. And when an alien shows up on Earth, they expect them to either negotiate with the alien or try to kill the alien. Or they don't really kill on this show, try to apprehend or capture the alien so it can't hurt anyone, which the DEO will be trying to do in the Elseworlds crossover. That will be their role, just trying to get the Monitor apprehended and failing at that. Alright guys, coming up next will be Dreamer. Now I know I've been saying this a lot, but the Legends are kind of short right now on heroes from other shows. I mean, like, they're just making up original characters and adding them onto the Legends, which is fine. I mean, like, that's not really what the Legends were about, but I liked Nate. I liked Zari when she first came on. I liked Amaya. I meant to say Amaya. Zari was when they kind of pushed it a little bit, and then with all these new characters on the Legends, like Mona, Charlie, I can't think of any other ones. I guess, like, Ava's on the ship a lot, Gary. I mean, really the only characters from other shows that we've seen on there are Constantine, Sarah, and Ray. I mean, like, Ray's barely even been on the ship. He was kind of the villain for the last few episodes of season 4, so he didn't really get much of a development there. But yeah, and what was I saying? Oh yeah, Nia. I think that Nia should go and join the Legends of Tomorrow. I mean, like, I think they should just, like, completely redo the team that they have right now. Take Sarah off. They're probably going to take her off because she has love for Ava and she wants to spend her life with Ava. And take Ray off. Take Roy off, because they've kind of been, like, hinting that they're gonna take off all the old characters and the new and pave the way for some new characters. And I think this is a perfect new character to come onto the ship. So keep Constantine on there, a little someone to teach them about time travel. Like a little bit of a veteran on there, because he seemed to know a little bit about time travel before he did, or I guess, because season 4 was, I guess you could keep Sarah on the Wave Rider for a little bit, because season 4 was kind of a more mythical season, so John doesn't really know much about time travel. I mean, he knows a little bit, but you could tell from the episode Legends of Two Meow Meow that he didn't really know much about time travel before he went on to the Wave Rider. He's learned a little bit about time travel, but I think you should keep Sarah on the ship just to teach the new legends. But yeah, I think that about time travel. But yeah, I think that Nia and I think I said Jesse in the last video. Jesse and maybe if they keep Constantine on, that'll be 3 characters. And then I got 4 and 5, but I don't want to spoil that. That's going to be for the next video, the Arrow video. You guys probably know who 4 and 5 are going to be, but just assuming because they're pairs, but they do come in a pair, the 4 and 5. But anyway, yeah, I think Nia is going to go off and join the Legends and come back whenever Supergirl needs her. Winn is one of my favorite characters on Supergirl, and he left at the end of season 3, which kind of pissed me off at first. I mean, like, they brought Brainy in, but he didn't really hold up to the standard that Winn met. He didn't really meet that standard quite at the beginning of the season, but I think he's growing to meet that standard. But anyway, I don't know what's going to happen with Winn. His fate is kind of up in the air at this point. He may stay in the future. He might come back. He'll definitely come back in mine, because he has been friends with Kara for just so long, and he wants Kara to be safe. So he's going to come back with Mon-El and Saturn Girl to help save Kara. And then I'm talking like after Crisis on Infinite Earths, that's when his fate is definitely up in the air. He could go back to the future with Mon-El and Saturn Girl, or he could stay in the past with Kara, Alex, and help the DEO get through the scrutiny that they will be forced through with their failure in Crisis on Infinite Earths. So coming up next is going to be J'onn J'onzz. Now, J'onn J'onzz, I think, will be one of the characters that sacrifices himself for Kara, to bring Kara back to Earth 1. And yeah, in his role in Crisis will be just to help Alex get Kara back in the second half of the crossover. So Alex Danvers is a character that I think will be very interesting in season 5. I think she's going to feel a lot of guilt and get a lot of hate for what happened in Crisis on Infinite Earths, because even though Colonel Haley kind of runs the show at the DEO, she's kind of the person that carries out the operations. Like, Colonel Haley gives the orders, Alex carries those orders out to the soldiers, and they go and they do what they need to do. But I think somehow she will mess up in Crisis on Infinite Earths, and what will hit her the hardest is when the Monitor takes everyone away, and when the Monitor takes heroes away, and her sister is one of the heroes that goes with the Monitor, that the Monitor takes. And when that happens, I think in the second half of Crisis on Infinite Earths, she will definitely be a more serious, she's definitely a serious character right now, but she will definitely be more focused on getting the Monitor and taking him down. And after Crisis on Infinite Earths, like I said, she will feel responsible, so she'll be a lot more distant. She'll have one goal, and that is to take down aliens whenever they come in. Even if they're good aliens, she'll want to take them down because of the guilt that she feels from the Monitor. So next up is Superman. What I think Superman's role in the first half of the crossover is going to be is just to go tell Kara that, hey, the Monitor is coming, because Oliver will somehow be able to contact Superman and tell him that the Monitor is coming and that they're coming back to Earth, to that timeline, to judge the world, to judge the heroes in the Earth. And then obviously they fail and all the heroes are gone. But there needs to be someone that can show that the Monitor, that the heroes are fighting for the good of the world instead of just using the world for their own selfish needs. So, and that will be the event that convinces him, okay, if you trade a hero's life, I will spare another's. Because he really doesn't want this many heroes on the world, because the reason why he chose the heroes before, the heroes with superpowers before, is because he was afraid that they would be able to take over the humans, and the humans would have no free will anymore. And that's not what the heroes are trying to do, and that's what Clark and Nia have to prove. I forgot to say that in Nia's, she is going to somehow either fight or stand up to Lex or Reverse Flash or whoever is the main villain in this crossover. Most likely it will be the Reverse Flash, because he sounded very sinister whenever he heard, like, "See you in the next Crisis, Flash," at the very end of the season 5 crossover. I mean, not the crossover, the season 5 finale. So, yeah. That's what I think is going to happen with Superman. He's going to train here we are, Kara Danvers. Finally, we have reached the end of Supergirl. So, what do I think that Supergirl's role is going to be in the crossover? Well, the first part of the crossover, she will definitely be there to help Barry and Oliver fight off whoever they're fighting in this crossover. That could be Lex, that could be Reverse Flash, that could be Lex and Reverse Flash, because we've seen them team up a lot in the comics, so it would be pretty cool to see them team up. Even though this is on the small screen, it would be very cool to see a live-action Reverse Flash and a live-action Lex Luthor team up to fight the heroes in this crossover. So yeah, I think that Kara will be there to help them in the beginning, but obviously in the second half, I've said multiple times in this video, she is going to be taken by the Monitor, and at the very end of the crossover, when everyone is sacrificed, she will come back and fight against most likely Lex Luthor, try to help Superman fight against Lex Luthor, and this is, or maybe she'll even fight against, this is when she'll find out that Lena is actually a villain now, and she'll try to either redeem her or fight against her. Most likely, knowing Supergirl, she'll try to redeem her and get her back on her side. Try to apologize multiple times, but it won't work. And then by the end of season 5, she will be ready to fight Lena or put her in jail or wherever she needs to be. So yeah. That's what I think is going to happen with Supergirl in this crossover. Not much is going to happen in the second half. In the first half, she will definitely be fighting Lex in Reverse Flash. She will be very surprised to see Lex again. She'll be like, "What? I thought you were dead." And then he was like, "Yeah, but I got revived by someone." And then when the Monitor shows up, she will be like, "Did you revive Lex?" And he would be like, "Yes, he was needed for this fight." So yeah, I don't know. Maybe Martian Manhunter will be fighting his brother. If you don't know who Martian Manhunter's brother is, it's the guy that showed up at the end of season 5, of Supergirl season 4. That's the guy the Monitor brought back that looked so much like, the guy that looked so much like Martian Manhunter. That's because he was his brother. So yeah, that's what I think is going to happen with Supergirl. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think is going to happen to some of these characters? What do you think will happen to Lena and Kara and Alex and Nia and all the other characters I mentioned in this video? So yeah, leave a like and subscribe down below if you did like this video. Also ring that bell for notifications whenever I post a new video. I don't say that often, but yeah, it's there if you guys didn't know what that subscribe and bell button was for. And leave your comments down below what you think is going to happen to these heroes at the end of Crisis on Infinite Earths. And be looking out for my Arrow video. I know this one is posted very late. Said I would post it on Thursday. This is eventually going to go up on Sunday. But I promise I will try to get the Arrow video out sometime this week. Yeah, so be looking out for that this week.